What's going on, everyone? Rad here, and this is going to be a daily tarot reading, guys, for 21st of March 2018. And this is going to be a 4-card spread. The first card does shows an aspect from the past that influences the representative day. And this will be the Queen of Pentacles. The second card shows what the day is going to be. That will be the Sun card. The third card that shows the challenges of the day, that will be the Tower card. And the last one, it is showing up the guidance or what we can do to be most productive today. This is going to be the Eight of Pentacles. So by the look of it, guys, there is two messages here depending on what kind of a situation you are facing in your life. And the first one is that someone promised you something in the recent past, and now that promise is coming to bear, which means that you know they are keeping up that promise. But this kind of a promise, it is not something that it is a life changing. Okay, that could be for example, a friend of yours, you are bumped up in a friend to a friend of yours, you know, in the recent past, and they told you, wow, I will call you to catch up, you know, a little bit in the future, you know, in the next couple of days. And that happens today, guys. And the fact that we do have the Tower card, first of all, we do have these couple of cards next to one another, which is a kind of a controversy in the sense that in the same time you will be very pleased realizing that that person actually kept up into their word, and in the same time it will be not the very best timing of that. I mean, for that day you have probably scheduled something important and you have to attend to that important thing instead of, for example, as I give you that example, you know, to hang out with a friend, and yet you want to do it. So what it should be your focus here during that day, in case this is your scenario? Eight of Pentacles is to focus upon the lucrativity of the day. So it does depend, is this a promise regarding money or not? So you should focus, guys, more on a meticulous work and performance to increase your stability instead of hanging out and doing unsubstantial things for your stability into the future. Although the day is going to be quite productive in both fields. You know, the Tower card is the only sign here showing up that you won't have the time for both of it, because if you go to one of the things, the other one kind of rumbles, and vice versa. So it's kind of like you need to make up your time. Of course, if you have a lot of money, you know, you can basically skip the day and go hang out with friends, or just, you know, attend to activity with this person, because that woman here, most likely, she likes nature, so that could be an invitation to go on a walk in the park, etc., etc., or just a dinner as well. But you may have different plans for the evening as well, so it will depend on your personal situation. But the general message of that kind of aspect is that a person comes around, you know, person from your that you have bumped up in the recent past comes around, and they are ready to fulfill a promise they gave you back then. It's not going to be a very appropriate time for that, because you have planned something else for the day, and it is truly their fault because they didn't give you notice recently about that. So your focus should be completely working upon your things, and this is not gonna go away. They will be ready to kind of like fulfill that promise even tomorrow. So this is one of the versions, guys. The other version is that something you have worked very hard recently upon, it is now giving a results, and you are truly going to enjoying that results in this particular day, you know. And this is a work, these are toils that you have placed most likely into your career, okay, and today they are kind of like coming to bear problems here with the Tower card is that beneath the surface you're going to realize that there is so much more work to be done. I mean, you thought probably that if I do this, you know, and it ends up successful, it is job done, and I have time now to focus on different things in my life. Well, the job is done to a certain extent, but there is so much more to be done after that. This is kind of like a pyramid, like a rebus, like puzzle here, and the more you scratch out, the more you finish from that puzzle, the more it reveals that needs to be done even afterwards. But in the same time, guys, it does promises you lucrativity here, so go on and attend to that activity, kind of like, you know, go on and attend to that responsibility, if you want to say it that way. Very important in that day, in case you have kind of like a leading a relationship with someone, to strengthen the relationship up, because the Sun card as a what the day is going to be is a very positive card where you settle out arguments, where you and someone else make up for one another as well, where you and someone else, you know, even though you are fighting recently, you may find out or kind of like come to agreement that the fights you are leading in the past or in the recent past, you know, they are actually futile, because no one actually wins for that. And as well, you showing off that you are determined to work even more on moving on forward. You're going to inspire, excuse me, a lot of people around you to follow you, and if you wanted to help you, but in other words, you are going to be a pinnacle of success out there. And if you want to make an impression to your bosses or to supervisors, this is the way you do it. Even though you finalize and you made a good job here, continue on exerting the same kind of an even better performance moving on into the future, because success, guys, in any kind of form here, relationship or career, judging by the day, will come through a hard work. In other words, through toils, okay, which will worth it. They will definitely worth it. Just don't get discouraged if one thing pops after another that needs to be dealt with, which you didn't saw that will be the flow of events coming in for you, and you thought that actually it does require much less work and much less efforts than you have kind of like, you know, you anticipated that it needs a much less effort than it actually needs. So that was the tarot reading for that particular day. Overall, guys, the day is going to be a very positive, in a sense that we really will have to enjoy something. Either this is going to be something material or not. It does depend, as I said, if this is a person approaching you with fulfilling a promise they gave it to you. It will be more emotional, knowing that this person is truly faithful, etc., etc., and you will enjoy the fulfillment of that promise a little bit later in the future. But who cares? The fact is that you are going to enjoy it nonetheless. And yeah, guys, so that was the tarot reading for today, and I hope you enjoyed it and you liked it. In case you're interested in a private reading with me, everything you need to know about it will be listed down there in the description of this video. That being said, Rad signing out now. See you next time. Bye.